Oh, I started a new business. Oh, nobody wants to get into a new business. Now, if you started a part-time business, that's a different story, but I started a new business? Oh, okay, I'll wait until it's an old, good business instead of just starting. Here's what I did with the first 20 people that I called. I called 20 people and had phone conversations in the first 6 hours after joining Ambit Energy. 6 hours. I was in for 6 hours, 20 people. That means I probably called 60 to get 20 on the line. And this is exactly what I did. I called them up and I said, oh, listen, Brian, I'm working with Ambit Energy. It's an MLM company. It's only, at that time, it was $429 to join. You can get free energy plus lots of bonuses and residuals for bringing in others. We get to go to this ambition thing. It's unbelievable. You got to check this thing out. And I went 0 for 20 in 6 hours. I called up Jeff Rollins, executive consultant Jeff Rollins now, and I called him up and I said, Jeff, this doesn't work. I'm out. And I quit. And he said, well, what did you do? So I told him. I said, man, I put on my best thing and it didn't work. He's like, well, whatever you did, that's your system? He said, why don't you try it the way our system works for 6 hours and see how you do? So I said, fine. The next 6 hours, I contacted 20 more people because I'm very anal about stuff like that. I want the exact comparison. And out of those 20 people, 6 are consultants and 13 are customers. Not all of them at once. It took a little time. The customers became customers over time. But I think we had 4 customers, but 6 consultants. And we ended up going regional consultant in 2 weeks after I quit. So even if you quit, you can still go and get promoted. In fact, you should quit. You should quit. All right? I give you permission. The 3 questions work great when you're talking to people. Would you agree? The 3 questions are great. Now, that you all know those questions. We've heard them over and over again, so I'm not going to really go through them. But those are the 3 questions. Now, these questions, I can tell you, these questions work extremely well in new markets especially, where people don't know about deregulation. But if deregulation has been around for a while, or, you know, we have some of these people up in Connecticut. They're kind of like know-it-alls. I don't know if that's spread to Texas at all. You guys have some of those here? They think they know what you're doing after the first question. You say, you know, how many people do you know that use electricity or natural gas? And I go, I know what you're doing. You're trying to sell electricity. I've seen stuff like that. I'm not interested, blah, 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 blah. Okay, great. So when you get a know-it-all, you got to change things up a little bit. Be ready for it, okay? 3 questions work great. So when somebody says, oh, I know what you're doing, I say, look, we're doing 3 things. Now I'm going to rephrase the 3 questions, okay? We're saving people money on electricity and gas, but I'm not looking for salespeople, and we don't hire salespeople. Okay, because they just told you, I know what you're doing. You're looking to be a salesperson or me to be a salesperson. Now you're going to tell them this because you're not looking for that. Okay? The second thing is we help people get free energy. Just a different way to phrase this, and then I ask this question. You heard me ask it to Rosella. Do you still pay for electricity? The key word in there is still. The operative word is still. If you just say, do you pay for electricity? That doesn't work. Do you still pay for electricity? That works. They say yes, and I always say, well, why would you do that? That's so old school, 2001, turn of the century type of thing. That's what people used to do back in the day. We've got a much better program than that, and the worst thing that's going to happen is we're going to eliminate your electricity bill. And then I'll ask them, you don't still pay for long-distance home phone service on your home phone line, do you? Like 25 cents a minute? Because that thing went away in like 1998. And they'll say, oh, no, I don't do that. I said, no, yeah, of course not. So why are you still paying for electricity? Have fun with it, you guys. The third thing is, and this is right from Brian McClure's training on topambitleaders.com. He talks about this in the proven Ambit system. I get paid every time someone I know or don't know flips on a light switch, charges their cell phone, heats or cools their office or home office or uses energy of any kind. 24/7, 365. He even adds this year, next year, 5 years from now, 10 years from now. Is it worth 15 minutes over a cup of coffee to bring you up to speed? If they say no to that, free energy, the worst thing that's going to happen is we eliminate a $200 bill that you pay every month, and would it be worth 15 minutes and maybe have permanent money in your pocket? If they say no to getting paid every time someone flips on a light switch, you should probably go to somebody else, okay? So, do you keep your options open to making additional income? This is a great line as well. It's a great one. I have it as yellow, though, because it can be better, okay? It can be better if you add something that's a little more playful or a little more thought-provoking, let's call it, okay? So how about this? Do you keep your options open to making additional income, or do you already have enough money coming in your life that you don't need any more money? Ever again. Make them think. Has anybody ever been asked that question? No. You already have enough money coming in for the rest of your life that you don't need any more money? No. Okay, great. We need to get together then. And then go right into your regular invitation to set up. Now on LinkedIn, people use LinkedIn, Facebook, things like that. Most people, these are amateurs on LinkedIn. You get a connection on LinkedIn and you send them a message, hey, I'm working on a business project, it's in the energy sector, it's blah, 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 and you're trying to make it sound all great. Not so great. It's all about you at that point. When you're reaching out to people, social media-wise, especially on LinkedIn, LinkedIn is designed to allow people to exchange ideas to make their businesses go forward, both businesses. So you have to meet that. Compliment them, notice something about their profile or their connections. And then ask them something like this, hey, thanks for connecting. I'd love to schedule a 5-minute phone call with you to find out how we can help each other move our career or businesses forward through some simple networking. That's what LinkedIn is designed for networking. Does that sound good to you? If somebody says no to that, you don't want to talk to them. They're not one of the 5 characteristics that Lane Winsett talked about. You've just eliminated them if they don't positively respond to that. All right? This is a great way to, you're not asking for anything other than let's get together and network a little bit. You find out about them for 4 or 5 minutes. You find out about them for 3 or 4 minutes of that 5-minute conversation, and then you tell them what you're doing and what you're looking for. See, I love taking Lane's 5 key attributes. That's the 1 minute that I use after I find out what they're doing. When I get on the phone, I find out everything I can about them. I take notes and ask every question that I can in the book using form, using whatever. And then I tell them I'm looking for 5 things. I use Lane's key attributes. And I ask them, do you know anybody like that? Some of them go, well, what about me? Now you can show them. Or they'll say, yeah, I know somebody like that. Okay, that's what you look, especially when you start saying, we're looking for high school basketball coaches and pastors of churches and people in the Chamber of Commerce and fire chiefs and soccer coaches. That's what Lane talks about. When you start talking about realtors and insurance executives and restaurant owners and people who have big Super Bowl parties, that's when the people say, yeah, I know people like that. That's how you get the conversation going. Get it offline as fast as you can and help those people understand that you're not trying to get them to do anything. You're looking to build a relationship. You're looking to, trust takes a longer time on social media. Once the phone rings and you get it offline, the phone number is foreign to them, and then you say who you are, and they heard your voice, and now they like you 100 times better than when the phone rang, because they heard your voice and who you are. They trust you a little bit more, and when you get together face-to-face with them, they trust you even more. So that's how it works, okay? You have to get it offline to have those relationships develop. You'd be great at this because you know everybody. Oh. Better to tell people this is probably not for you, but if you connected me with one person that goes out and does what I'm doing, or what Lane Winsett does, or what Frank Schmaeling does, or what Doug Parker or Richard and Mary have done, you're never going to need to worry about a job for the rest of your life, or money. See, that's a great way to invite somebody instead of telling them that they'd be great at it. Potential customers that you do business with. Okay? Customers, potential customers that you already do business with. You guys have clout with people that you spend money with, like your barber, like the restaurant owner, like the person that the dry cleaners. This is a great question to ask anybody you do business with. Do you like to do business with people that do business with you? If you ask them that question and they say no, it's time to go find somebody else to cut your hair. Don't be afraid to do it. Okay? I'm actually doing it. I've gone from barber to barber to barber, and I'm about to get rid of the barber. I just found a new one over the weekend, right, Diana? We found a new one because mine won't be my customer. So potential here, and they say, yes, I do. Okay, great. Since I'm doing business with you, I'd like you to do business with me, but it's not going to require you spending any money. And it's not going to inconvenience you, and it would be really important to me. So would you go grab your electricity bill? I mean, that's it, okay? Someone close to you who wants more savings than what you're able to save them money. I ever get anybody like that? I had a couple people ask me, well, if we had a little more savings, I might be able to help them out or whatever. Like saving, if it's 4%, I'll do it, but at 3%, I'm out. 23%, you got it, but 21, no way, no way. All right? It's just silly. So, hey, knucklehead. All right? And that's what they are. So, hey, knucklehead. And this is to increase your posture. This is what you think about. I want you to forever think that if somebody won't be your customer over a rate, they are a knucklehead. Don't say it to them, but think it to yourself. Okay? It's not going to cost you anything. It won't inconvenience you. You'll save a little bit of money, and it's important to me. Restate what Ray Monty teaches in Ambit U212, getting them paid video. Those exact words have been in Ambit University since 4 years before my wife and I even joined the business. Those exact words. It's in Ambit U212. And then just say, I just want to be clear. This is the mentality. This is not for you to remember verbatim, but I want you to understand the psychology and the mentality.